Of course, if the tarantula overdoes it, it eventually develops a bald spot. But it's not permanent. The hair will grow back with the next molt, or shedding of its outer skin. Normally mild-mannered, tarantulas adopt a standard warning position when threatened. They rear up on their back legs and bare their fangs. As they're fairly territorial creatures, they're not afraid to show they mean business when their space is invaded, even by kin. Every tarantula is armed with 2 hollow fangs that act like hypodermic needles, pulling venom from nearby glands. The venom paralyzes before it kills. No human has ever been known to have died from a tarantula bite, although a lot of bad publicity over the centuries has bestowed this spider with the reputation of a killer. The early collectors in the 18th and 19th centuries mostly judged the degree of venomousness from the size of the spider's body. In fact, tarantula bites are about as painful and as dangerous to humans as a bee sting. But there was a benefit to all the misguided rumors. They induced scientists to compile more collections and to determine the variety of species. It's an ongoing process. To date, there are about 800 known species of tarantulas. But it's assumed that there are many more, mostly hidden in the seclusion of tropical rainforests, where many creatures have yet to be discovered. The rainforests of South America provide a fountain of life for all kinds of spiders, especially tarantulas. Every year, scientists traveling to these parts document new species. No one really knows how many kinds of tarantulas there are. 800 species have been recorded, but researchers think there could be twice as many. Being shy, retiring creatures, tarantulas tend to avoid the limelight. In the rainforests, tarantulas are roughly grouped into 2 types, the ground dwellers and the tree climbers. The ground dwellers live quiet lives in burrows, rock crevices, and fallen logs. Once the tarantula has found a suitable home, it wallpapers it with silk. The strands don't catch prey, but rather ring like dinner bells. They pick up and amplify the sounds of footsteps of nearby insects, and the vibrations alert the spider to a potential meal. Spiders can spin different types of silk to suit their purposes. A silk with a certain kind of molecular makeup can be stronger than steel wire of the same width. Or a few small biochemical changes can make the silk extremely flexible, more elastic than any synthetic material. $350 million years of earthly life have provided for virtually endless varieties. Even today, newly detected species surprise us with their unknown patterns and colors. This sun tiger tarantula is a typical tree dweller. It's an expert climber. Hundreds of bristled hairs on its feet grip the bark, like Velcro. The rainforest canopy, at such vaulting heights, is still a largely unexplored habitat. The tarantulas that live here are generally thinner, faster, and tougher skinned than the ground dwellers. With treetops towering 100 feet from the ground, just a small fraction of life here has been exposed. Only a discerning eye can distinguish between lifeless shadows and something else. This Venezuelan red stripe finds shelter inside the leaves. It's one of the smaller tarantulas. Its body is only about an inch long. Male spiders are slim, daintily built, and generally smaller than females. At the very tip of the male's two front legs are two bulbous organs with hooks attached. These organs absorb sperm, which the spider has previously deposited onto a silk web. When a male meets a female, the courter will likely chase his potential mate feverishly in the same fashion as this Peruvian red-toe. He uses his front legs to secure her fangs and keep them out of harm's way, then uses touch signals to cause the female to raise her abdomen. The male inseminates the female using its hooks. He places them in a small opening in the female's midsection and then deposits the sperm. It's a kind of indirect form of insemination. The mating process can last a few seconds or several minutes. The male must then beat a hasty retreat, lest he become her next meal. Tree-climbing tarantulas are more agile than their earthbound kin. Some are true acrobats. And strong swimmers, too. But whether they live high or low, most tarantulas prefer the nightlife. It's the best time for hunting. Here in the rainforest, other creatures keep odd hours too. Sometimes their paths cross. It's the time when giant cockroaches leave their dwellings in search of food. Or maybe it's the other way around. The tarantula is a pouncer. It captures prey by patiently lying in wait for something to crawl by. Usually, that thing is an insect. Under the cover of darkness, another dangerous hunter prowls the rainforest. This one has an attitude to match its bite. The fer-de-lance is among the most venomous snakes in South America. Like its cousin, the rattlesnake, it's deadly enough to kill humans. Almost soundlessly, it glides through the underbrush in search of prey.